Hello students, everybody. The next concept is phloem transport. The transport of food materials takes place through phloem called as phloem transport. The transportation of food through phloem is explained by Munch. The hypothesis is called as Munch hypothesis. This Munch hypothesis is also called mass flow hypothesis or pressure flow hypothesis. Now, the transportation of food through phloem was explained by Munch, called Munch hypothesis. It is also called mass flow hypothesis. It is also called as pressure flow hypothesis. Now, if you see the food material, this is a schematic diagram of the leaf, stem, and as the food material is prepared in the leaf, it is called source. And this is the sink. Sink means the region where the food material is stored. That is called as sink. Now, the food material is prepared in the leaf by using photosynthesis. The food material prepared is glucose. Now, the total form of the glucose is sucrose. The glucose itself cannot be transported through phloem. So, glucose is prepared by using photosynthesis, but this glucose is not the transportable form of substance. The transportable form of food material in the plants is sucrose. So first the glucose is converted into sucrose. Now glucose is the monosaccharide, sucrose is the disaccharide. Glucose is monosaccharide, sucrose is the disaccharide. Now this is the sucrose molecule, this is the source, leaf. In the source, the glucose is first manufactured and converted into sucrose. Now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 14. So what are these molecules means? These are the sucrose molecules. Imagine 14 sucrose molecules are synthesized inside the leaf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now this cylindrical shaped structure which is appearing in the red color is the sieve tube, phloem. We know that the phloem contains food material. The individual cells of the phloem is the sieve tube. The chief conducting elements of the phloem are the sieve tubes in case of angiosperms. The chief conducting elements of the phloem in case of angiosperms are the sieve tubes. Now this cylindrical red color structure is the sieve tube. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 sucrose molecules are synthesized inside the leaf. Now these 14 sucrose molecules has to be deposited into the phloem sieve tube. How they deposited means one by one. First sucrose molecule, second, third, fourth, fifth. Imagine the 10 sucrose molecules enters into the phloem sieve tube. Now how many sucrose molecules are left? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sucrose molecules are left. Now here from the leaf parenchyma cells are diffusing into the phloem. So when the sucrose molecules from leaf parenchyma or leaf mesenchyma are entering or transporting into the sieve tube, this is by active transport or passive transport. What is by active transport? Active transport means by using energy the food molecules are moved from low concentration to high concentration. What is meant by passive transport? Passive transport is the movement of molecules from high concentration to low concentration without using energy. Now if you see the sucrose molecules, already 10 sucrose molecules are entered into the sieve tube. Now if 11th and 12th sucrose molecules want to enter into the sieve tube, so totally outside the sieve tube how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside the sieve tube 10. That means the sucrose molecules are entering from a region where 4 sucrose molecules are present. That is low concentration must be entered into the region where 10 sucrose molecules are present. That means high concentration. So here the logic is very simple. The sucrose molecules are moving from a region of low concentration into a region of high concentration. I repeat, the sucrose molecules are entering from a region of low concentration into a region of high concentration because in the sieve tube 10 sucrose molecules are there, outside the sieve tube 4 sucrose molecules are there. So in order to enter into the sieve tube, the sucrose molecules has to enter into the sieve tube where already high concentration of sucrose molecules are there. That's why the sucrose molecules are entering into the sieve tube by using active absorption. What is meant by active transport or active absorption? The transport of substances from the region of low concentration to high concentration by using the energy in the form of ATP. So active absorption of the minerals into the sieve tube will take place. So whatever the sucrose molecules that is formed in the leaf parenchyma cells are entering into the sieve tube by active absorption. This is very important, by active absorption. Now when sucrose, all the 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, when all the sucrose molecules enters into the sieve tube, these sucrose molecules are acting as the solutes. So when large amount of solute molecules enters into the sieve tube, what will happen? The osmotic potential increases. So because of increase in the osmotic potential, osmosis will take place. That means when large amount of the sucrose molecules enters into the sieve tube, these sucrose molecules are acting as solutes. So the concentration of solutes increases inside the sieve tube. When concentration of solutes increases inside the sieve tube, what happens to the water potential? When solute molecules increases inside the sieve tube, the water potential decreases. So outside water potential is very high, inside the sieve tube water potential is very low. So water always moves from higher water potential to lower water potential. So water is moving from the surrounding leaf cells into the sieve tube through osmosis. So why water is entering into the sieve tube? Because inside the sieve tube, when many number of solute molecules are present, water potential is less. Outside the sieve tube, water potential is more. So water moves from higher water potential to lower water potential. So water is moving from the surrounding leaf cells into the sieve tube. So here, now when sieve tube is filled with the water, when sieve tube is completely filled with the water, osmotic pressure increases inside the sieve tube. I repeat, when water, large amount of water entering into the sieve tube, these large amount of water inside the sieve tube increases the OP. OP means osmotic pressure. Now this is the sieve tube, this is also sieve tube. Now here, large amount of the water is present. Here, no water is present. Now this is the sieve tube, this is the leaf. You imagine this region is the stem, lower part of the stem. So this lower part of the stem also consisting of the roots. Now this is the sink region, S-I-N-K. This is the source region, S-O-U-R-C-E. Source means where the source is the region where the food material is prepared. So the source where the food material is prepared is called leaf. This region is the leaf. S-I-N-K. Sink means, sink is the region of the plant body where the food material is deposited or the food material is stored or the food material is utilized. So source is the region of the plant body where the food material is prepared. Sink is the region of the plant body where the food material is utilized, deposited or stored. The sink may be stem. For example, if you see the potato, the potato is actually the stem that stores food material. The sink may be root. If you see the carrot is actually the root that is storing the food material. Or the sink may be the fruit also. Now, if you see the sink region, the sink may be stem, root or fruit. In the sink region, this is the phloem sieve tube. Here there is no water, but here large amount of the water is present. What I am telling is, in this region of the sieve tube, large amount of the water is there. In this region of the sieve tube, there is no water. So because of the high water present in the sieve tube, the osmotic pressure will be high. Because of the no water present in this sieve tube, osmotic pressure is very low. So osmotic pressure very high, osmotic pressure low. Osmotic pressure very high, osmotic pressure very low. So water moves from high osmotic region to low osmotic region. Water moves from high osmotic pressure to low osmotic pressure. So here, when water is moving from high osmotic pressure to low osmotic pressure, this water also carries the solute molecules. This water also carries the solute molecules. Now, who are the solute molecules? Sucrose molecules. Now, these solute molecules from high osmotic pressure region enters into the region of low osmotic pressure. So, after moving off this water and the sucrose molecules to here, this is the diagram. So after moving the solute molecules from source into the sink region, this is the diagram. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now 14 sucrose molecules have entered into the sieve tube. Now this is the sink region. As we have already discussed, the sink may be stem, root or fruit. Now one by one the sucrose molecules are entering or depositing into the sink region. So first of all, the first sucrose molecules has transported, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. Now the 11th and 12th, they want to enter into the sink region. So here 11th and 12th, for 11th and 12th, the sucrose is moving from a region of low concentration into the region of high concentration. The sucrose is moving from a region of low concentration into the region of high concentration. So for the 11th sucrose molecule, if this 11th sucrose molecules want to transport into the sink region, it has to move from a region of low concentration to high concentration. So here, as the sucrose molecules are moving from a region of low concentration into high concentration, the transport from low concentration to high concentration is called as active transport. Here also active transport of sucrose molecules is taking place from sieve tube into the sink. Here also from source into the sieve tube, active transport. I repeat, the movement of the sucrose molecules from source into the sieve tube is active transport or active absorption. Here also active absorption. The movement of the sucrose molecules from sieve tube into the sink is also active. So both are active. We have to remember the food material is absorbed by active process. The food material sucrose from source is entering into the sieve tube by active absorption. The sucrose molecules from sieve tube entering into the sink through active absorption. Now after the active absorption, after the actively absorption of sucrose from sieve tube into the sink, what will happen here? One by one, the solute molecules are decreasing in number. Is it correct or not? In the sieve tube region of sink region, one by one, the solute molecules are decreasing. So when all the 14 solute molecules are entering into the sink, there are no solute molecules. When there are no solute molecules, what will happen? Higher water potential is established in the sieve tube of sink region. When higher water potential is established in the sieve tube of sink region, the water from the phloem enters into the surrounding plant cells or surrounding xylem. Actually, this is the phloem. The phloem is surrounded by xylem. Beside the phloem, xylem is present. When water potential increases, what will happen? We know that the water always moves from higher water potential to lower water potential. So when solute molecules, when all the solute molecules are entering into the sink, there are no solute molecules in the sieve tube. So as there are no solute molecules, only water is present. So we know that the water potential of the pure water is very high. So the surrounding xylem, now xylem consisting of water plus minerals, that we know already. So xylem not only transports water, it also transports minerals. Here only pure water is present. So the water from higher water potential moves into the region of lower water potential. So that is the transportation of food material. So it's very easy. You have to remember only 2 points. The sucrose molecules from source enters into the sieve tube by active absorption. The sucrose molecules from sieve tube enters into the sink by again active absorption. Active absorption of minerals into the phloem sieve tube. Active uploading of sucrose into the sink. Water leaves the sieve tube. So whatever the water which enters into the sieve tube at the region of source is reaching to the region of the lower osmotic pressure. So here water is there, solutes, that is sucrose is also there. Now sucrose enters into the sink. The remaining is the water. Water also leaves the sieve tube. Why? Because there are no solutes. When there are no solutes, water potential is very high. So water always moves from a region of higher water potential to lower water potential. So this is the concept of mass flow or pressure flow hypothesis explained by Munch. Why this hypothesis is called mass flow or pressure flow means Here the food material moves in masses by using the pressure. Which pressure? Here high osmotic pressure, here low osmotic pressure. As the food material is moving from a region of high osmotic pressure to a region of low osmotic pressure, the food material is moving with the help of the pressure differences, osmotic pressure differences. That's why it's called pressure flow hypothesis. And the food material is moving in masses. So the food materials are not moving singly, they are moving in masses. That's why mass flow or pressure flow hypothesis.